What's going on, Patriots? It's Josh here from Tennessee, patriotsforamerica1st.org. If you guys want to pop in here, I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. I would like to give you guys a few minutes to pop in here. We've got a little bit to talk about tonight with Donald Trump making an appearance and a big speech and some news out of CPAC 2021 down in Orlando, Florida. So, folks, I hope you stick around for that. Ed Linda Shav, is it Shav or Shave or Scave? Is it fancy like Scave? What's up, Josh? So what's up, Angie Jackson? Hello, how are you? And M Wilson 3060. What's up, Josh? It's good to see you folks tonight. Sunday night, drinking my coffee. Even though I actually don't have to work tonight. My second job. I actually have a day off, but did some stuff around the house and watched Chave. See, I almost was close to the fancy pronunciation. That's a nice sounding name, Chave. That's cool. Hey, from Louisiana. Hey, from Tennessee. You guys are awesome. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started since you folks are already popping in here. I got a little bit to cover. I wanted to talk a little bit about Donald Trump's appearance at CPAC 2021. I don't know if you guys all got a chance to hear the speech. If you didn't, I'm going to walk through a few of my key points, and we're going to talk a little bit about those things, and I guess what his action plan. So, of course, he got in there and with true to anything, one thing that people always say is, Josh, why does Trump always have to kind of point out everything he's done? Is like his ego, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's kind of both. I think it's both, maybe a little bit of ego, but he has a right. Like he earned that. The accomplishments that he has done is awesome, and he earned the right to brag about those. But not only that, the media doesn't give him credit. So he's constantly got to keep putting it out there, because even though he has constantly said, hey, we've got the vaccine out as quick as possible. We got the vaccine out. What did, Potato Head sit there and say? He goes like, oh, there was no vaccine before I was president. So you see, it doesn't matter. That's why Trump always has to repeat his accomplishments all the time. So Trump's State of the Union address was awesome, pretty much. So, yes, loved it. Thanks. Love your videos. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm doing the best I can, folks. I'm just like you guys. I just want to save this country. So I'm going to do what I can to bring us together. Trust me, there's a lot of splintering among patriots right now. We've got these large groups trying to do some things. Some people are trying to do this, trying to do that. I'm just trying to bring them together and connect them up to a big network. So I do a lot behind the scenes. All right. So he talked about, the wall being built, and, how he got it financed, and of course, how we fought for catch and release. And then, of course, Biden ended it, and how Trump had the lowest illegal border crossings. He had it down. I mean, and one of the reasons why we all love the man is because all of his stats were always down, right? We're like, unemployment was down. I mean, in all like minorities, and all that stuff. The immigration, illegal immigration, everything was down. We're like, we love it. That's why we love the president. But of course, he had to point out the fact that a lot of that was kind of going out the window. So here is, I want to share this with you. I think this is a good, this was like his first hint at something. So I want to play this for you guys.
What the Biden administration is doing to push young migrants into the hands of human traffickers and coyotes is dangerous, immoral, and indefensible. Hard to believe it's happening. Biden has failed in his number one duty as chief executive, enforcing America's laws. This alone should be reason enough for Democrats to suffer withering losses in the midterms and to lose the White House decisively 4 years from now.
I love this part right here. I love what he says right here.
Actually, as you know, they just lost the White House, but it's one of those things. But who knows? Who knows? I may even decide to beat them for a third time, okay? Beat them for a third time.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I may even decide to beat them for a third time. So, yes, he was definitely teasing us, folks. That's for sure. So, but I definitely love that part. So I wanted to make sure I shared that with you guys. Because I just love that. I mean, I love a lot of the speech. There was so much of the speech. Seriously, there was so much of this speech, and because it's so long, it's so hard to get to the right time codes. Are you kidding me? I just passed up this time code here I was trying to get to. But anyways, all right, guys. So that's good. All right. So yes, I think we all were waiting to find out for sure. Should you walk away from the speech? Well, let's not cover that yet. Let's not cover that yet. We'll get to that. I know he was talking about countries were getting paid. Like we're just paying these countries like $500 million and stuff. And he was like, look, I'm not going to give you anything if you're not going to take, if they're not doing anything for it. And we're trying to send, we're trying to deport these illegal immigrants back to their country. It's like, if you're not going to take your people back, I ain't paying you. So he did a stop payment, and he still didn't pay them, but he made them take their people back. So Trump is awesome. And another highlight too that people really loved was that he really got into Biden about getting the children back to school. I mean, folks, we've got to get back to some kind of normality. We cannot keep living like this. We have some states that are trying to be normal. I mean, it's just so brainwashed. I mean, I go to just everyday functions and everybody just puts on their mask and they go into the stores and even I do, and I go in there and it's like, why am I wearing this mask? Because almost everywhere you go now, all businesses want you to wear it. It's kind of hard to find places not to shop. And then, you just do it so everybody feels comfortable. It's like we're always the nice people. So I don't know. Like I said, we need something. But he even directly said that he was calling on Biden. So now one thing too is that he even reminded people, right? It takes 60 to 100 days, all right, to get large dosage of vaccinations and things like that out to the people. So this was already in progress before Biden took office. That 60 to 100 days is happening now. It's starting to happen now. So the fact that when Biden said again, he was wrong, and Donald Trump just fact checked Joe Biden. So that was great. Of course, Second Amendment fight, guys, that's always going to be an issue whenever you have Democrats in the office. It's always going to be a Second Amendment fight. You know where I stand. So, again, we've got to make sure we're standing up for our Second Amendment rights. Now, some of you, if you live in blue states, blue cities, you're definitely going to be super important to having that battle. So, all right. Historic Middle East peace deals. He talked about that, how he was all about peace. and he talked about that to length. I love that because again, it reminds us that peace is definitely the way to go. I mean, I'm sure you guys can remember. Most of you, are, I'm sure, are my age or older, and I'm sure you guys can remember. There was times back in the even the 80s, 90s. It was always like a joke. Like it was kind of like when hell froze over, or when there's peace in the Middle East. It's like that was the joke. Oh, I'll believe you when there's peace in the Middle East, or hell freezing over, right? When pigs fly. That's how bad. That's how nobody ever thought there could be peace in the Middle East. And Donald Trump actually was making that happen. That's how insane. That's how amazing he was. I don't say insane, but that's how cool it was for us, but amazing for him. Let me clarify that. Um, Energy independence. He talked about our energy independence, and of course, you had to talk about the Green New Peace Deal, the Keystone Pipeline that Joe stopped. I mean, these are just stupid policies that Biden is stopping for really no good reason other than corporate lobbies. I mean, obviously, we know that all this dirty oil comes in from on the Soros train. So, of course, him stopping the Keystone Pipeline allowed his buddy Soros to get hooked up. So, we learned more about that. And and he also talked about fixing women's sports. Obviously the whole men and women with the being able to. Now I know that that's definitely something that needs to be fixed. There's so much going on with these men joining women's. And a lot of it too is like you just get some of these men athletes that could not cut it in men leagues, and now they're jumping in these women leagues and they're setting records and everything else, and it's completely messed up. I don't agree with that at all. And like I said, man, I'm just going to say this about everything. I have nothing against. Ed Lindy. Okay, have a great night. Our food is here. Well, sorry you couldn't stick around. But yes, thank you. Come back, watch the rest. Share, like, subscribe, and share. Okay, but folks, but yes, the what was I gonna say? Oh, I was talking about the whole gender thing, and so look, honestly, I don't care what people do. Like, they can do whatever they want in their own home. I really don't care. Like, if I go to the store and if I see somebody that is maybe a man dressed as a woman, or whatever. Again, that's their choice. I mean, really. Um, I'm if I accidentally cut in line or something in front of them on accident, or if I do something unintentional to them and they say something like, "Hey," well, I'm like, "Oh, hey, I'm sorry." Um, I'll be nice to them, and if they're nice to me, it's the same thing. No matter what, I live by that golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated. So for me, I don't really care what people do or whatever. That's their choice. But now I'm not real happy. Like, if you're going to be offering possibly hormone blockers to my son in grade school, and things like that. And that's where I start drawing the line, is when you start trying to teach my kid about certain things. It's like those things I don't agree on. That's why we have to take back the school boards, folks. School boards, very important. Let's see. It's kind of one page of notes. I mean, he again went through a lot of stuff. The creation of Space Force. We all know Donald Trump did that. Uh, and of course, the respect of law enforcement, military, and our great flag. Which I do want to take a moment out to say, hey, our flag is amazing. Our country is amazing. And if you're in the Bristol, Tennessee, Virginia area, Bristol, Tennessee, I don't care if you're out there in Johnson City or Kingsport, Meadowview. You can make the drive. You can come over here. It's not that far. Bristol, March 20th and March 21st. We're going to be meeting downtown over by the train station, WCYB area, that intersection, the bank and everything, over by the sign, Bristol, Tennessee sign. We're going to be meeting over there on the public sidewalks, and we're doing our flag waving event, folks. I got a rally I'm building up here. Yeah. So I've got it out there. We're trying to get some local support. I hope everybody shows up. Look what I've even got for the event. Yeah. Yeah, I got the beast. What up? I don't want to turn it on because Terry Lynn is kind of sleeping upstairs. Again, she still doesn't feel good, guys. So make sure you send prayers her way. She hasn't been feeling well for the last week, off and on, just battling the sinus infection. So tomorrow we might actually go to urgent care to try to get some antibiotics, but we've been trying to avoid the hospital. We don't like the hospitals. You tend to go in and catch stuff there. So hell yeah, the megaphone. That's right. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm ready to go, baby. So I got the megaphone, as you call it. So I'm gonna be out there. And also I've got bought like a bunch of flags for people that don't bring theirs. And I've also got some poster board. So we're going to make up some signs. That way, if people want to show up and they want to hold like a, America First sign or something, I got some big cardboard. So we're going to have a proper event. Hopefully it should be a peaceful event. But yeah, America First. So make sure if you're in the local area, Bristol, Virginia, or if you want to make your way to Bristol, Virginia, March 20th and the 21st around 2 p.m., come on down, folks. So I'm excited for that. So that's going to be amazing. Again, it's America First rally or flag waving event, if you'd rather call it that. So we're all going to get together and show our support for pro-America. So bring your Trump flags, your American flags, whatever you want to bring, your F. Biden flags. Trump also talked about breaking up big tech and, maybe even punishing them with sanctions. That would be great. It would be amazing because 230, they talk about, like Trump always talks about getting rid of 230. I've always kind of disagree with that because I think that you need to reform 230. I think when you reform it, then you can make it better, and you can actually stop the big tech. If you just pull the 230 period, then they can pretty much do what they want anyways. So we need to have some sort of standard, but I think there needs to be a 230 reform. That's just my opinion. HR1. He brought up HR1, which is that huge bill that they're trying to pass. It's going to change election laws. There's a lot to it, guys. It's pretty much going to make the Democratic Party like a super party and very dominant, and really screw up our democracy. So that's a big no from Trump. So he wants us to fight that. HR1, no. He's also calling for strong leadership now more than ever. What does that mean? That means that, and he alluded to this, is that, he said, look, the Democrats are smart. Okay. They're smart. They stick together. You don't have Mitt Romney's over on the Democratic side. Even Manchin, people always keep pointing out to Manchin, right? That Manchin is maybe the one guy but so far, really, you haven't seen Manchin truly making that big leap over. He's publicly voiced that he does not agree with the minimum wage increase, but it doesn't mean we'll actually see him jump over. Okay. So with that being said, the Republican Party, so Democrats, like we were saying, they're smart, they stick together, but their policies ultimately suck. Sorry, just that. Excuse me, guys. This sinus drainage is really killing me. It's just going down my throat and making me cough at times. Ooh. All right. So Democrats, but their policies suck. So, Trump is calling for strong Republican leadership. We've got to have strong Republican leadership, guys. Um, and so Trump is going to actively work to help elect strong Republican leaders. So what does that mean for you guys? Like you guys watching this video? Well, first of all, go to donaldjtrump.com. All right, that's where you can go to kind of support and fight the cause. But also patriotsforamerica1st.org. Okay, just like you see on the screen, patriotsforamerica1st.org. Okay. So here's the plan. And we have to get people out of office. Trump is going to go through. He's already got a list of people. Trump's got a list of all the people that he is going to be working on getting out of the office. He's got a list of the rhinos. He's also going to spend the next 2 years having people come up to him saying, "Hey, please endorse me. I am ready to rock and roll." So, folks, if you wanted to really get involved in some politics, and you really was, had a true running for Congress, you might be able to try to get Trump. If you live in an area where they need to replace somebody, they need to get rid of a Democrat, you got a really good chance. And I think that this will go for people like Sean Parnell and what was her name? Candace, not Owens, but I think Candace Owens should run for stuff. But we had a variety of people that didn't quite get elected that were some really good candidates. Man, there was another guy. I can't think of his name. He was a black guy up in it wasn't Baltimore. That's where the one girl went. She had an amazing commercial, where she was walking through Baltimore. I think Klasick was her last name, right? Uh, anyways, but this other guy, what was he? Was he New Jersey or something like that? I can't remember. But that guy, he seemed really nice. He was really cool too. I really enjoyed his policies and stuff. Listening to him. So, folks, there's a lot of these up and comers that Trump is going to be endorsing, and that we need to get behind too. And if we don't live in that state or live in that district, if we can't vote for them, hey, spread the word to people that you might know that live in that area. That's the whole name of the game. We've just all got to come together. So Trump's America First plan, with what he's doing, it's come down the pipeline, and folks like myself, who is part of the national movement, we are the ones out here in the field. We're part of the grassroots movement. So I'm your point of contact when it comes to how do you get involved with Trump's America First plan. Well, that's me, right? You come to me, I'm going to help you out. That's why I'm doing these classes. Like whenever you see on my Facebook, or when you see on my social media, and every once in a while I hold a class, that's the people that message me are people that want to get involved, and we hold the class together. It's usually like an hour to hour and a half long, and they learn what all they can do in their community. They get resource materials, they get access to things. So, folks, this is what Donald Trump's talking about. If you watch Donald Trump's speech, he's talking to you. He's telling you you've got to go get involved. We have to get involved like no other time before in history. So that's why I'm telling you, folks, if you want to get involved, I'm your point of contact. I can walk you through. That's what those Zoom meetings that I'm doing. In fact, I'm going to have another one this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to learn, you want to get involved, come and see me. All right. I will teach you how to get involved into Trump's America First plan. Okay. But so yes. And of course, Meanwhile, I'm doing rallies and having all kinds of fun stuff on my local area. So if you live in the Bristol area, again, come see me, come talk with me. Uh, okay, so before we start wrapping up, I just want to get on here and talk a little bit about Trump's CPAC speech. So before we, you know, I want to kind of leave you with this. So let's just go back over here. Now, this isn't exactly.
We will carry forward the torch of American liberty. We will lead the conservative movement and the Republican Party back to a totally conclusive victory, and we've had tremendous victories. Don't ever forget it. With your help, we will take back the House. We will win the Senate, and then a Republican president will make a triumphant return to the White House. And I wonder who that will be. I wonder who that will be. Who will that be? I wonder. Standing before you today, I am supremely confident that for our movement, for our party, and for our country, our brightest days are just ahead, and that together we will make America prouder, freer, stronger, and greater than it ever has been before. Thank you, CPAC. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you all. Thank you.
So there you go, folks. There you go. So, so when you asked, are you making the Zoom meeting available for everyone in the group to see live? Well, okay. So I don't know if you're familiar with Zoom meetings, but Zoom meetings are private meetings that you attend. Okay. So if you want to become available for it's you know what I mean? Like it's not it's individual training. Like it's me and whoever shows up. So lately, it'll be like me and a few people, they'll show up, and you don't have to show yourself on camera. You can do just audio if you really don't want to. A lot of times we'll just be, it'll just have, your camera and your audio. And again, but like I said, you don't have to show your face. And then of course, usually like I'll talk and again, it's training. It's a chance for you to interact with me. So like there'll be questions along the way. You might say, hey, I have a question or whatever. Or like I said, but I provide all the script materials from the meeting. So by the time that meeting's done, after like an hour and a half, when we're done with that meeting, it's like you have enough education to go get started in something in your community, or even if you can't, there's all kinds of things that you learn from there. And again, plus you have the materials sent to you, so you'll have reference materials, and you have access to me as well. So it's not that it's really just something that you just sit there and watch. It's something that you join and then you participate in. If you are interested in participating in the meeting, just let me know. And if the meeting time is maybe not, if it's not a good time for you, you can always message me and say, hey, Josh, I would love to attend a meeting, but this is the time frames I'm more available. Because then if I get a few people that say, hey, I'm available at these times, if I can match you guys up, then maybe we can have a special meeting for that time frame one day, and I can message you guys and say, hey, I've got a meeting that you guys can attend during the time. So yeah, that's kind of how that works. I hope I answered that question for you. But yeah, I mean, that's it's just something that you participate in. It's not something I really publicly broadcast, because it is information. And I'm not saying it's like information that the enemy or whatever, would want. It's not so much like an enemy thing. It's just that, it's just private information, and plus people's faces are on there, and, they may not want to be blasted out on the internet. So they said, okay, gotcha. Thanks, bro. All All right, cool. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope we talked about everything. And again, guys out there, if you watch this, please, like Donald Trump said, we all got to get involved. And the way to get involved, if you don't know how, come see me. I'll walk you through it. I'll get you going. All right. We got all kinds of stuff to do. There's all kinds of cool stuff to get involved in. We'll see you later. Remember, seek the truth.